FTX, which experienced some volatility and some problems this morning around the CPI print. A lot of traders like to move around the CPI print. Why? Well, there's a lot of volatility and you can catch a nice bag during that time. But FTX experienced some downtime. SBF, the CEO of FTX, was quick to tweet about it and get some teams working on it. But that didn't necessarily stop a lot of traders from having a bad experience. As we've seen in the past with Coinbase, which is very well known in the cryptocurrency circles for having problems during volatility, these things have a stigma and they last long in people's minds, and it does really matter for if your exchange is going to continue to grow. On the flip side, it's very hard to build these systems. It's very hard to build a 24/7 exchange. It's very hard to manage and expect what's going to happen during these times of high volatility. You don't know if your market place is going to crash. You don't know if your trading book is going to sync quite correctly. Wendy, I want to throw this one over to you since you are an active trader. What was your takeaway from this story? And do you feel bad for SBF, or do you think they need to step it up a little bit?
So this is the thing. I generally don't take trades when there's a lot of volatility in the market like this, because it makes me a little bit nervous, especially with the way Bitcoin has been trading. We're approaching a very important area of resistance. So I'm just kind of watching things. But realistically, FTX has done a really great job of having an exchange that actually works. I understand people's frustration. We like to get mad when things don't work. But again, as a trader, it's something that we should be taking into account into our trading plan, knowing that, sometimes these systems do fail. So that is something I do like to have jotted down. But again, I will say that FTX and FTX US have been a lot more reliable than Coinbase, because we know that thing always goes down.
It's a meme. Keep the memes rolling.
Got to do it. Bear market stuff. Bear market stuff.
I love these pictures of SBF. I think this story was a solid reminder that all of us who are operating in the system, we're beta users, right? A lot of these platforms, marketplaces, exchanges that we're using aren't built to handle mass scale. And we can talk about all of the problems that need to be solved in this industry. I think SBF was at the SALT conference earlier this week talking about, how he's very optimistic about the industry because he believes regulatory clarity is coming. While we still need to focus on user experience and regulatory clarity, the technology still needs to be fixed, and I think that we need to be prepared for things like this to happen if we are participating in these projects and products. And this was a very solid reminder. I saw someone's hand go up, but I don't know whose it was.
It was Wendy and I going to fight it out.
I think it was Adam.
Oh no, my comment was just
it was everyone.
It was just going to be about socks and shorts. Like every time we run this. We run this Sam Bankman-Fried type story. We play those images, and I have to agree with you, Jen. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway for me today is that, if you're a billionaire who can look that good in socks and shorts sitting from that angle, well, hey, you've already won the game.
Do you remember that famous picture of CZ where I think he was in the Bahamas or doing something, and he was wearing he was all super fancy from the waist up, and then he's wearing these shorts, and everyone lost their mind.
That's me every day.
Those are the Bermuda shorts.
You see me from this. So
those are the Bermuda shorts, Wendy. That's a thing of their
Tommy
culture.
Bahamas.
It's classy.
The hash
it's
full
classy
frame coming soon.
That is a hilarious photo. The one thing I do want to note is how funny it is to scroll through these Twitter comments of all the people who are really angry. And SBF is in there just trying to fight for FTX and being we fixed it. We rolled out a fix in an hour and a half. I woke up all my developer teams, and he's just getting ratioed over and over again by everyone on Twitter. And that just tells you how much the system has collapsed, where a billionaire who is one of the top donors to the Biden administration is getting ratioed by random anons on Twitter, and there's nothing he can do about it, right? He's just getting slammed, raked over the coals, and everyone is agreeing with anyone who's attacking SBF. No one wants to be on his side.
That's because of the very toxic culture of crypto Twitter. But if you actually take a step back and you look at traditional financial systems, they go down all the time too. They're not much better than what FTX is or Coinbase or whatnot. And they're closed. They don't trade 24/7, 365 like crypto.
Totally.
So I get the frustration. I've had problems with not being able to trade because an exchange has gone down. But at the same time, I really think it's important to look at the pros and not the cons. We're very lucky lucky that we have these systems where we can actually trade these markets 24/7, 365 from the comfort of our own homes. You don't have to be some kind of crazy institutional investor. You don't have to have God tier money. So I get the frustration, but at the same time, like crypto has allowed like people like myself with no money to do well and to create a job for myself and work from home. So I like to look at the positive aspect.